Let's all give Sam a hand. He's a real trooper. One of a kind.
Death Stranding seemed to cause way more division than we thought it would when it released back in 2019. Some folk found it boring and bland. Others were confused by the confusing plot, nonplussed by the lack of action. Meanwhile, others just thought it was way too long and ponderous. Make no mistake, it still reviewed really well. It wasn't hard done by. It's just that there was a lot of negative discourse swirling around it post-release, whilst we've never personally seen it as anything less than one of Kojima's absolute best. We demand that Metascore be corrected to 100, if you please, because Sam Porter's Odyssey really is a once-in-a-lifetime sort of thing, a relentlessly bleak and haunting experience that manages to be deeply personal, touching, and beautiful in all the right ways. It sticks with you, even years later. There are parts of our brain, memories scattered around the rugged terrain that envelops you as you boot into it. Not many games do that, mate.
Hold on. Stop! Listen to me.
Now, we aren't going to start explaining your Die Hardman and all that caper here. Honestly, you probably know it all already, and the plot of Death Stranding is so wild we just don't have the inclination right now. Honestly, we'd be Googling names until bedtime. But all you need to know, without spoilers, is that it does all the good Kojima stuff you expect. All the wild characters and long conversations, incredible cutscenes, and best-in-class weirdness.
The name's Higgs, the particle of God that permeates all existence.
It also has some phenomenal boss fights that are amongst the strangest and coolest things we've witnessed. It does all this, but this time around it feels so much more personal. Sam's tale is one that demands you consider things about yourself, your future, your purpose, and predicament as a human skin bag that you just rather not. This isn't some post-apocalyptic tale that makes you want to survive and thrive because it's all sexy lasers and cool shoes. It's a futuristic wasteland that bears the scars of man's mistakes, of real pain, the solitude of living in a world where connections have been torn asunder, and everything you do requires a battle against the elements, alongside careful planning and perseverance. Oh, and it's also haunted as fuck, so prepare for some scares too. It makes a perfect playground for gruff Sam as he goes about fixing the world one job at a time. It also makes for one of the most unforgettable video game environments we've yet to experience. Why can we remember so many bland little nooks and crevices that are dotted around this hugely monotonous and damp landscape, while so many more readable and flashy game worlds pass us by in a blur of blandness? It's because Sam's mission, in both its critical and personal aspects, is one that ties you to this landscape at every twist and turn. It makes you work, forge paths, remember routes, mark points that need fixing and improving to make a connection directly with the world around you.
And with that, my standalone 3D printer is capable of chiral printing.
There's this whole ingenious multiplayer aspect too. As you connect more and more of this shattered United States, you begin to open up ways to connect to other players. From leaving behind equipment and supplies, to building actual bridges and climbing supports. It brings every rock, every waterfall, and stunning vista that you clamber up over and towards to life in such a hypnotically beautiful way.
My mother may be gone, but I'm here. And you, Sam? You're here too.
The cast is outstanding. Of course they are. The writing is sublime when it makes sense. And although it does veer off into full-on chaos at points, the kind of only chaos that Kojima can bring, it's never less than electric, because there's so much haunting beauty and meaning in everything that's going on at any particular moment. Yes, there's a lot of nonsensical BS too. There's always that aspect to the man, but really, who cares when all the BS looks and tastes this good? delicious bullshit. In all honesty, and being straight and proper with you, we were gunning to give this one a 10 as soon as we knew it was coming our way. 100% locked and loaded on a perfect score. It was all a matter of whether or not the performance side of things held up on Xbox, which it does. Oh yes, in both the performance and quality modes, everything looks and feels perfect, to the point we've actually settled on playing our full Xbox campaign, or third playthrough of Death Stranding overall, in the quality mode, for all the little extra shinies. You can also check out our full video comparison on Performance 2 somewhere on the screen right now, or in the description there should be a link for it too. But yeah, overall, this is one of our top 3 faves from Kojima, lasting onto Xbox consoles in top form and complete in terms of content. There's never been anything else like it. Death Stranding is, quite simply, a singular and monumental bit of storytelling and world building. It's mechanically sublime too, not just in Sam's stumbling around and balancing of cargo, and the associated constant gauging of terrain, which is oddly mesmerizing, but also in how it expertly drip feeds upgrades and sexy new tech at a perfect rate, in how it introduces new threats, just as things start to feel samey. It's a bonus that it also gives us enough demented, haunting, thought-provoking Kojima-san weirdness to last us up to, and well past, whenever his next joint decides to drop. Death Stranding Director's Cut is a phenomenal experience that, 5 years on, is still as incredible mechanically, narratively, and graphically as ever. A top-notch cast do their best with what is admittedly a bonkers story, bonkers in all the best Kojima ways, you understand. Whilst this incredibly haunting world, this emotional tale, and its incredible characters absolutely hook you in for one of the most memorable journeys of the past few console cycles. It's so good to see this masterpiece finally arrive on Xbox.
Now this is living.
So that's it for PJ O'Reilly's Death Stranding Director's Cut review, with Pure Xbox giving it a whopping 10 out of 10. I have to admit, I've personally started this game maybe 4 or 5 times over the course of the 5 years it took to get onto Xbox, and honestly, the start of the game still hooks me all the same. I'm also just so glad that it runs incredible on the Xbox Series S. Caught me by surprise, but it's great. Let us know if you'll be trying out Death Stranding for the first time on Xbox, or just feel free to share your personal history and relationship with Death Stranding in the comments. Thanks for watching, and all that's left to say is bye-bye for now. Cheerio!